With the insane popularity of Call of Duty as a series, and with the hype getting bigger and bigger for Call of Duty World War II, we saw fit to take a look back on Call of Duty's history to try and find some fun facts that you may not have already known. And man, did we find some interesting stuff. Welcome to Trending 10, and today we're going to be counting down our picks for the top 10 things you probably didn't know about Call of Duty. Ready? Let's go ahead and get started. And always remember, stay frosty. Number 10. Treyarch loves to pay homage to games that came before it. But did you know that there's an entire game ported into the first Black Ops title? Zork, one of the first computer games ever made, is completely playable in Black Ops' main menu. If you manage to get Mason free of his bonds, you can find a computer terminal that contains Zork in its entirety. Number 9. When I say handheld Call of Duty game, most of you think of Black Ops Declassified, the ill-fated title for the PlayStation Vita. But there was actually one way before that. In fact, you probably forgot all about the console it was on. Remember the Nokia N-Gage? Yeah, this was a handheld console made by the cell phone company Nokia. And, well, it didn't go that great. But in 2004, the original Call of Duty game was actually ported to the N-Gage. And it actually wasn't bad. It was even capable of 8-person multiplayer thanks to Bluetooth connections. Number 8. One of the main pools of Call of Duty today is, of course, the Zombies mode. But did you know this mode almost didn't exist? It's not hard to believe, as it's pretty strange for a game like COD to even have a Zombies mode in the first place. But back during the development of World at War, a group of Treyarch employees started building a fun little bonus level where you simply saw how long you could stay alive. This level was extremely popular within the development studio, with developers and even Activision employees playing together and seeing who could hold the company record. However, the project was never intended to be in the final game, and when it was finally approved to be within the game, it was never marketed or advertised, but rather was simply a little bonus for you completing the campaign. In fact, if you go into the game's files and look at the coding for the map Nacht der Toten, the official label is Nazi Zombie Prototype, proving even more that the mode was an unexpected addition. Zombies mode was an unexpected hit and is now one of the biggest selling points for the entire series. Number 7. Did you know that Call of Duty was actually once used to help make a propaganda video? Urimen Zokiri is an agency in North Korea that distributes news to the country and is controlled by the government. Well, in 2013, the group produced a propaganda video that showed a man having a nightmare of a world engaged in war. And I guess the agency didn't want to hire any special effects people because there is a sequence in this video of the destruction of America. But all of the images are ripped straight from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Number 6. Did you know that Call of Duty can make you better at math? In a study conducted by the research paper called Current Biology, 18 to 25-year-olds who play fast-paced action games like Call of Duty could solve math problems significantly faster than gamers who played other types of video games. Thanks to COD's dependence on players making decisions in a split second, it actually helps your mind adapt to multitasking and making decisions on the fly. Throw that little fun fact in your parents' face the next time they tell you to get off the game. Number 5. Speaking of positive effects of Call of Duty, another study was done by the University of Toronto in which they got a group of people who never played video games and had them play Call of Duty for 2 hours and then for 10 hours. After these sessions, the subjects showed greatly increased skill in spotting targets in clustered scenarios and greatly enhanced visual attention, both of which translated to real-life spatial awareness and improved driving. So yes, Call of Duty can make you a better driver. Number 4. Most all Call of Duty players know about the teddy bears. It's a tradition of the franchise to hide teddy bears throughout the campaign and multiplayer, but this tradition goes back way further than you might realize. In fact, the first Call of Duty teddy bear appeared all the way back in Call of Duty Finest Hour, released in 2004. No one really knows where the tradition actually started, with seemingly every COD player thinking they know a different origin story for the cute little guys. But whatever the reason is, the teddy bear is one of the longest running Easter eggs in video game history. Number 3. Did you know that Sledgehammer Games was actually working on a Vietnam-era Call of Duty game way back in 2010? The studio that would become known for Advanced Warfare and the upcoming Call of Duty World War II actually was working on a Black Ops style game simply called Call of Duty Vietnam. However, after a falling out between Activision and many Infinity Ward employees, the project had to be put aside indefinitely so Sledgehammer could assist in the development of Modern Warfare 3, and of course a few years later, Advanced Warfare. Perhaps we'll see Call of Duty Vietnam make a comeback sometime in the future. Number 2. Speaking of canned Call of Duty titles, there are more than you may realize. There was originally supposed to be a sequel to Call of Duty Finest Hour called Combined Forces, but this was cancelled after Activision determined that the development costs would just not be justified in sales. There was also a squad-based third-person shooter set in World War II called Call of Duty Devil's Brigade. There was even a top-down real-time strategy game called Call of Duty Tactics, which even had a working prototype before being given the boot by Activision. And finally, in our number 1 spot, you ever wonder just how much damage is done in Call of Duty's online multiplayer? Well, in honor of the release of Call of Duty Ghosts, Activision did the math and released some amazing figures. Just between COD 4 and Black Ops 2, over 100 million players had signed on to the multiplayer, 32.3 quadrillion shots had been fired, 5 billion cars had been blown up, 31 billion care packages had been called in, and over 25 billion hours of playtime had been logged. And that's just from COD 4 to Black Ops 2. Stats that just go on to prove that Call of Duty is still one of, if not the most popular video game out there. But alright guys, that's it for our list of 10 things you probably didn't know about Call of Duty. Got any other COD facts? Be sure to let us know down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like and subscribe for more great content. But alright, we're out for now. Thanks so much for watching Trending 10, your guide to what's viral right now.